I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm sure it's not.
And I've got beautiful hair. As usual, we watch a local film and we review it. See, now I don't even say every other week or so. This week we're going to watch a very highly anticipated film.
Yes, by a woman.
Won at the Cannes Festival.
Tiger Stripes.
Tiger Stripes lah. Harimau belang, belang harimau. Okay. Okay, so we have watched
Tiger Stripes.
Tiger Stripes by
Amanda Nell Yu.
Amanda Nell Yu. Produced by Failing.
Yes.
Poster drawn by Apan.
Yes.
Drawn, designed by... who does our animation and music for all of our films.
And has recently built me a house.
Yeah, and illustrated all of my books. My first male kiss too. Okay, so this film has been highly anticipated, right? Ever since it won the award at Cannes. This year, right?
Yes.
2023 Cannes. And what was the award that it won?
The Critics' Week Film Award.
Critics' Week Film Award. Oh, yeah, wow. Yeah. It's finally been released here.
It's been doing really well in most of the festivals lah. Like very highly acclaimed and just overall doing quite well.
Yeah. So it's been released
in Malaysia
locally.
right
now.
It's a limited release.
So go and catch it as soon as. Do you get it? You should watch it or watch it later. Okay?
We'll talk about it. Yeah, in a while, I suppose.
Okay. So what's it about?
Okay, so this film is about a young girl, a young 12-year-old girl named Zafan, who is living in like a small kampong town, and then she gets a period.
She gets a period.
And then some weird shit starts happening.
First, her friends don't like her because she got a period.
No, she's the first.
She's the first among her batch to get her period. In a small town. Kampong lah, yeah. So everybody was like, whoa. Yeah. Her friends lah.
Especially this one girl who's clearly like just jealous that she didn't get her period.
They say what, bau busuk lah.
Yeah, because obviously, she's sweating a lot more.
Nanti hantu datang ikut lah if you don't wash your period properly.
Yeah, all sorts of things lah.
Yeah.
And then some weird things start happening lah.
No, they are best friends. This group. But then when she gets her period, her best friend like suddenly ostracizes her.
One of them lah.
Yeah, and then the entire school, then suddenly just like bullies her and just like ignores her and like really shun her like that lah.
It's an all-girls school some more.
Yeah, and then
which I thought was really peculiar because like I was in an all-girls school and like. We didn't, but also I wasn't in a small couple town, so I don't know. Anyway.
Then what? The weird things happen, right? She like she sees things like in the jungle.
Nah.
They go camping, right?
No, there's this like urban myth that there's this girl who never washed her
period.
They keep saying you need to wash the pad, which is confusing to me. Does
wash
this mean...
before you throw it away, so you don't throw your blood everywhere.
Oh shit!
That's
I've been doing it wrong for 20 years.
So that's what they say.
Damn.
You got to clean it, right? Takan, you want to beer your blood everywhere. You know.
Why you roll it up and you tape it up already? Why? I didn't know you had to wash the pad, and honestly, I would have just quit womanhood if I had to wash every single pad I had.
You should transition to becoming a man.
Yeah, no lah. That's a lot of work. Anyway,
not really.
Anyway,
Being a man is great. No period.
No, the washing the pad. So the urban myth is that there was this girl who never washed her pad, and then like she went crazy or something, and then she went live in the forest.
Yeah.
Something like that lah. Anyway, yeah. So
she lived in the forest and then couldn't find her anymore. And then every time,
but then people keep saying
will say they nampak ura-ura dia in the forest.
Yeah, and then after this girl got her period, suddenly she can see this.
Yeah. Then she kind of like turns into a tiger.
She gets her tiger stripes.
Yeah. Yes. So and then there was also this character played by Shahizi Sen, which I think is great. Yeah. He's like a bomo who can like.
No, he's an ustad.
He's an ustad. Ustad, Dr. Rahim. Get it? Rahim. Yeah. Rahim.
Got it.
And periods and.
Yes.
So smart, man, I tell you. But then he tries because ever since this girl gets her period and these other friends of hers all bully her, the girls like start getting hysteria all the time.
No, and she also goes through like some physical transformation. Like she starts peeling her nails off
because she's transforming into a tiger.
Like I want to say psoriasis, but it doesn't really look like really bad eczema or something.
Because she's transforming into a tiger to live in the forest.
Tiger lah.
Yeah, so Shahizi Sen's character is really funny. Fatima Abu Bakar. Okay, so let's talk. Okay, what do you think about the film?
So what do we think about the film? Okay, I really like the film. I really like it. It's been a while since I've been 12 years old. I think I've been thinking a lot about what I was like when I was 12 years old recently because I have a 12-year-old. It's not fun being the parent of a 12-year-old. I don't want to formally apologize to my parents, but I'm also not unremorseful for what I put them through. But just watching this film made me really remember what that was like, and I think it's great that this film is set in a small town because I think the intention was to also propagate all these kind of taboos or restrictions around girls and womanhood and getting your period and transitioning because she already is this girl Zafan is already very carefree. She's very carefree. She just does what she wants. She goes and plays in the sungai, and then when her clothes are wet, she takes them off. But she's wearing like her
camisole
and everything,
and like
right?
underwear. Yeah.
And then her mother is like, "Oh, so what? You go around bogel macam ni?
Every time you get wet, you jalan bogel."
And it's a very real experience when you live in a kind of sheltered or conservative environment lah. I didn't really go through that because I obviously lived in a kind of urban setting, but when I did go to a public university which was majority Malay and conservative, those were some of the things that I also went through. But I can't really imagine having to go through that as a 12-year-old when everything about you is changing, you know. Your physicality is changing, your emotions are changing, and it's so confusing. And then there are all these new things that you have to do now, like okay lah, I didn't wash my pads, but you definitely have to learn how to change your pad. And then because you're just getting your period, your cycle is not regular, so you don't really know how long is this gonna take, and it's different every time, right? So I think the film really captured that. It really captured the chaos of puberty for a girl, and specifically a girl in a small town setting. The ostracizing also, I think, is quite real. Maybe the hysteria was definitely like just a comedic element at it, but it's also kind of a symbolism of these other girls about to go into their transitions themselves, right? And I think the adults in the film were very non-functional, which for a 12-year-old can be sometimes the case. Like you feel like no adult is there to really help you. So it was a very accurate depiction of what hitting puberty for a young girl in Malaysia is like. And I just appreciated the visual sort of symbolism and representation of how we turn into tigers, you know. Like,
Yeah.
yes, like you go from a small girl and turn into a tiger. Like, yes, I can get with this ideal. So
I thought the mother played a key role though. Because I felt like the mother, although was a little bit abusive to her, for me it kind of showed like the mother really cared. Because remember when Dr. Rahim comes to try to cure her, the mother was the only one who like tried to protect her.
and her friend.
And her friend. And I think it was just a representation of how frustrating it can be as a mother to a 12-year-old girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna whack my daughter and
Well,
outside
again,
the
this is a conservative environment,
Yeah,
you know.
true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still felt
Because
like the
because if
adults
you
were
talk to a lot of older generation people, right, people who are older than us who grew up in that kind of situation, their parents would whack them, but they still were very affectionate with their parents, and they spoke about it as like affection and care rather than they abuse me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of realism also in the way that when she got her period, then she called her mother for help.
And her mother did help her.
And then her mother just like cleaned her up.
Yeah.
But there was no like,
No explanation.
No explanation as to what the hell is going on. On camera anyway. So I thought that was quite it's quite real to what anyway before lah, because I'm not that kind of mother. I made my child like practice putting on the pad all. So when she
Our
did get her
daughter,
period,
she knew
was
what to
super
do already.
underwhelmed. She was just like,
okay, ready, now here's my underwear.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah, she was prepared.
Her first period was
prepared.
very exciting because I woke up from my nap and the underwear was here and she was like,
Mom,
no,
got my period."
blood. I think I got my period. And I was like, yes,
Yeah.
okay,
And
great.
she knew what to do with the
Then
pad.
she's
She
like,
knew everything.
what do I do?
already.
Then I was like, do what we practice. And then she's like, oh, okay, put on the pad, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But when I got my period, I remember my mother was just like, now you can get pregnant. So you must make sure that you don't have sex before you get married so that you don't get pregnant. Because if you get pregnant when you are in school, then your life is over.
Yeah, which is true.
And I was like, okay. But she told me nothing about you gotta change your pad every 4 hours. You could get sepsis. You could get, septic if you don't.
Maybe it's not something,
change
it's a
your-
spirit that enters you because you never clean your period.
She didn't tell me that either.
Ah.
She didn't say anything about a spirit. She didn't say anything about septic. She didn't say anything about hygiene. I had to basically kind of figure that out myself. Or through my aunties. My aunties were the one who had these conversations with me. They also were the ones who talked to me about like vaginal discharge and smells. All of which can be very daunting for a 12-year-old girl, but the mother in the film did none of that on camera anyway. So that's why I felt like she was quite useless lah. But again, it is a very accurate, I guess, realistic depiction of, what Asian conservative parents can be like about periods. Yeah.
I thought the film was okay. It's a good film. It's a good film. I enjoyed watching it. You know what? I think a lot of Malay men are not gonna like it watching it because they'll feel it's about women.
Oh, is it because
period
is that why the Malay men and
tak
LPF
payah lah.
decided to censor it?
Tak payah lah watch the show. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Malay men like watching young girls, what?
So like I felt that it's a good film. And I think I don't know, but I have some criticism of it lah. Like number one, I kind of felt that the symbolism and the analogies that the director was trying to make in that film was a little bit too on the nose lah. Oh yeah, a girl feeling ostracized, changing, feeling different, needs to find an escape outlet, and then go live somewhere else. It turns into a tiger. I think that has been overdone. In the film medium, this has been overdone quite a bit lah. It also reminded me of the 2004 film by Api Chapong Wirasitakul, The Tropical Melody, about a soldier who goes into the jungle and then turns into a tiger. But it's also like kind of like interspersed with another story of a soldier being gay. So again, you know, being ostracized, something taboo. Okay, go live in the jungle lah. Be an animal and live in the jungle and be a tiger. You know, so it was a little bit derivative for me lah. You know, in that sense. I like the Bomo, Dr. Rahim. I like the teacher, played by Fatima Abu Bakar. They were playing very one-dimensional characters. But it was also it's almost like a commentary.
Cute,
yeah, cute, and also a commentary of like the stupid taboo beliefs, you know.
No, it's it's derivative, not derivative. It is one-dimensional of actual real-life characters who are one-dimensional.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's poking fun at all these stupid beliefs also lah, you know. I can see that this film is also very much influenced by two films by Liu Sengtat. So much, like Laki Harapan Dunia, where they were making fun of the Orang Minyak and the Malay culture and all that, and also in Flower in the Pocket, about this small girl who makes friends with a Chinese girl and they play with a dog. And she has to like cover up to play with the dog, you know, wear like a raincoat and gloves just because she wants to play with the puppy, you know. I can see where the influence is coming from. Saying that, you probably like Tiger Stripes very much. Which is fine, you know, having all this kind of influence. And making fun of it and mocking it doesn't mean that they don't respect it. I think Amanda Naliu is doing it in a very affectionate way.
Yeah,
you know?
because she's a woman and she got her period at some point in her life.
So she's doing it in a very affectionate way, like, I'm not disrespecting what these kampung folks are believing, but you know, it's also funny to see. You know, it's funny to see how, you know, these girls can be so influential that they can all suddenly one by one all kena hysteria. Even the teacher kena hysteria. Teacher don't know what to do, hysteria. And then you have this Shahizi Zaim character who's like damn funny, because at the end, like, the kampung folks like, oh, ni tipu ni, hoax ni, conman ni, scammer. You know, and he was like, mana ada, betul ni, siapa nak ambil tempat aku? Which is really funny, and yeah, so it's a good film. But again, there are certain things that have been done lah. But I hope Amanda Naliu continues to make more films. It's nice.
I think it's great to start your directorial debut with something close to you, which I feel is exactly what she did. She made a film about something that she probably feels is important to talk about. And yes, you are right, coming of age films have been made for many years already, because so many people have come of age already, you know.
Find a different way to do it lah. Don't follow the same way.
It was very nice to see a young kampung girl from Malaysia sort of come of age in this way. And it wasn't coming of age with a, you know, like it wasn't like My Girl, where it's like a boy-girl love story or whatever. This was, or like a sexual awakening. This was a very real biological coming of age problem that many girls face, and it was nice. And yes, you're right about feeling the tone of affection. I do feel that as well. But I don't know, I really like it, and I'm very sad that it was we didn't get to watch it in its entire uncensored, you know, authenticity. But I really, I hope more people get to watch it.
It's okay for a first-time filmmaker to have to copy. It's natural, right? Later on, when they start making more and more slowly, you know, but copy the right way lah, which I guess Amanda Naliu did the right way, you know. And about the censorship thing also, I mean, I just read the statement from her about it being censored and all that. I have many questions, but I don't know, Amanda. You know, I have many questions as to, like, for example, if it was censored and she doesn't stand by the censored film, why then release it? Unless, you know, she already has a commitment to release it, or financial commitments, or whatever lah, you know.
But she did say she made it for a Malaysian audience.
Yeah,
so I guess
but she didn't want it to be seen like this.
I guess it was lose. If you don't release it, nobody sees it. If you release it, it has to be released like that.
Yeah, I would like to know lah. So if any of you know, or Amanda, if you know, let us know, because I do want to know. Because like I know for some filmmakers, okay, if it's you're gonna either you don't cut it or don't show it at all, right?
Sell it to a
And
streaming
if you're
platform.
and if you're not gonna stand by it, then maybe don't release it. But if you did, again, I'm not trying to judge here, but what are the reasons? You know, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why it was also released. You know, it will be interesting to find out. And I think there was some discussions also of like, it was given a what rating? 18.
No,
13. So if maybe if it was trying to get an 18 rating, maybe the censorship wouldn't have been done, because then an older crowd gets to see it. Maybe because I don't know, was it a Die must be 13?
Yeah, I think the target audience is young girls lah.
Okay.
Like 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, that could be true, you know. But then you have to do those cuts, and then you will defeat the purpose of showing it to 12-year-old girls also. You know what I mean?
But I think the problem right now is that it is. Why are you censoring the experience of 12-year-old girls? Because maybe whatever that was censored is actually true to the experience.
That's
But
another
then
thing.
it's being censored. Why? You know.
That's another thing that I also have a question. What was censored? What was there anything cut out?
We already saw the notebook was censored. We don't know what the hell she was writing. in the notebook.
And when we say censored, it was blurred out. It wasn't cut out,
Yeah.
right?
But
And
there
then
was a part that we felt like it was potentially cut out.
there were certain parts where speeches, dialogues were silenced. You know. Other than that, I don't know. So, and what was the dialogue? I don't know. What was the pictures? I can only guess. I could guess it was like period monster, or even maybe something to do with lesbianism. I don't know.
Or sexuality or whatever.
I don't know, and I would like to know, right? I mean, I don't get the privilege of going to festivals to watch the film in its entirety. I have to go to Jessie to watch it. Yeah, that's something I would really want to know lah. And then maybe we could discuss it lah.
But will you tell people to watch this mildly kind of censored?
Yeah, I would tell
version
people
of
to watch it.
Tigers, right?
I would tell people to watch it. Because it's something different in the mainstream cinemas lah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, something different than the other mainstream films that have been shown lah in the cinemas, you know?
I think everybody should watch it. If you're honest, well, I mean, censored or not censored, it's sad that it's been censored, but I would still urge everybody to go and watch it, because it's such a, I know you feel it's derivative, but I feel like it's such a unique narrative to Malaysia that we're starting to get more of, we must say. We are starting to get more unique narratives to Malaysia, but it's just so unique to the young female experience of being in Malaysia, you know, like when you don't go to the surau to sembahyang and then suddenly people want to check and see if your pet really got blood or not. Like, it's such a Malaysian schoolgirl problem, and I think everybody should go and watch it, either to feel a little bit of validation of your experiences in school, or to educate yourself on what it really is like to be a young 12-year-old girl here in a country where everything related to sexuality, including sexual health, is so taboo, and just really kind of for a pretty good time, because it's actually quite funny. It's a really funny film.
But I think the surrealism will put most people away.
Yeah.
Because it's surreal, and
It's
you
like,
have to draw different like conclusions towards symbolism and all that.
Very smart lah, a bit.
Yeah, it's artsy-fartsy lah. Right? Yeah, it's an art house film lah, really.
Anyway, but still go and watch it.
Yeah, I would say watch
it's
it.
Limited. It's
good.
a limited release
It's a good
anyway,
film.
so you really gotta make an effort to go and see it.
And I think memang congratulations for winning the award at Cannes lah.
Yeah,
you know,
well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. You bring names of the country and all that. It's great. Yeah.
No,
So-
but mostly well deserved. Well done. It's a good film.
It depends on what it is, but you know.
It is a good film. To
You
me.
don't like try to
me.
sure, but don't like overlap what I was
I'm
trying to
not
say.
overlapping you. Just don't feel like you need to attack her.
I'm not attacking her. I think it's great, but again, it's the first time film, you know, and I will call it as it is. But it's good, and I think everybody should go and watch it. And I want Amanda to continue making more films. It's great, yeah. So if you have anything to add, right, please comment. Let us know. Like this video, don't like this video, subscribe to the channel. Get us on all our social media platforms at Bidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. You've been watching and listening to the Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Syawal Bersamaan.